So what we normally do is take about 15-20 minutes to update the sprint board during this call. So the next 15 minutes are probably going to be mostly quiet, unless I can convince someone to add Chip, if Chip is still working. But it worked last time, didn't it? I don't know, Chuya, how do you feel about being our resident sprint planning DJ?
Okay, I'll make an effort to not scare everyone. Okay, let me see what's been in my playlist this week. And yeah, sure, I can summon Chipbot.
Oh, Chewy, can you just be self-aware instead of humble for 1 minute? You're an awesome DJ, man. You always get the right beats for the.
No, but I'll never forget this like sprint planning where I just like set like a Pink Floyd playlist and like in the peak of the song, like I remember Santi was like, who's playing like this? And I was like so out of it. I was like very like into like what I was listening and working on, and just like forgot that more people joined this call. So I just don't want that to happen again. But I'll be okay.
Cool. And maybe actually before we even start, can we just run down through this? I feel like this is a copy from the last one, so it's a little bit out of date. It was just copied from here where it's not, but maybe we just go through this. So the demo with feedback is in progress still, Griff, I think. These are the critical pieces of work. I just want to know, maybe we'd update this before we even get started with our little 20 minute session.
I'm sorry, I don't remember what the demo with feedback is.
I'm gonna say it's
I think it was the
basically
token.
launching the gardens, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is closed. Okay. All right. It's done. And then the covenant is done. And then legal terms for ABC, everything is done.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you know those legal terms. We're passing them to
Is
lawyers
CV.
still. Oh,
Okay.
CV's not done. This is for
Okay.
the ABC, and we have something that we would be proud to put on IPFS and link, but we're gonna see. It's done. We're just gonna see if Caesar Sean, our former legal expert who originally wrote it, would be willing to read through it one more time. You know, it'll be done when we launch. It's like, you know, it can always get better. That's the worst of these documents.
Okay, got it. So then the only thing that's left is just us finish, and this is out of date. I mean, comms, transparency is on the forum, gravity is on the forum already, I think. Community tasks is on the forum, legal and labs is on the forum too. Yeah, I can update this. Actually, this list is more up to date somewhere else in the stewards.
I guess I have one more blocking from launch that I need consent on is the initial buy being split. But you made a comment, no objections on the forum, Tam. But I just want to make sure that everyone's cool with using the same ratios but keeping round numbers for the initial buy. So like it was 250, where a third was going to the rewards system and 2/3 was going to laser tag. Now we have an extra 15K, so just putting 5K into the reward system and 10K into laser tag. I assume it's a no-brainer, but I would feel better about moving money around if other people said it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Thank you for doing it.
Thanks,
And this is I don't know. Do you want like people to? I thought maybe you wanted someone to respond on the post itself, so I did. Maybe if I just dropped it in the Stewards channel, if a few more people could sort of support it.
The 5 hearts are good too. I just wanted to make space for objections if someone had something, you know. I definitely don't want to vote or something like that, just like because it's pretty obvious, but it's 15 grand too, and I don't want to just assume.
Okay. Good point. Okay, so maybe we go through the blocking. So this is no longer blocking, and this is really just to do the actually, I'll leave it open, but just mark it as not blocking anymore. Make a snapshot vote for when vesting should start. This is done already, right? Yes. Closing. And then the last blocking is finalize ABC front end. And I'm assuming this is also complete, right, Griff?
No,
Okay.
it'll be.
So this,
It's not. Yeah.
okay. So it's the last blocking issue. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We need to connect it. That's all. The front end is final, but it's not connected. If you look at it now, it still says test TC, but it'll get there on Monday.
Okay, cool. And then just reminder, our retrospective actions, and maybe it's the first thing we'll talk about after we have this sort of 20 minutes of updating the board, is to promote the ABC opening at the launch. So I know, Troy, you must have some good ideas here. I think I created an issue for it already if you want to take ownership of that. And it's here, yeah, retro action, promote the ABC openings launch, if you want to take ownership of that. And then maybe we could just have a quick brainstorm session when we go over it. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to set a timer for 15 minutes and stop sharing my screen, I guess. We may not need the whole time. Maybe we can start a little earlier, but maybe I'll do a check-in in 10 minutes to see where we are. All right. So just Paul, everyone is updating the sprint board, and the sprint board is here. I'll drop it in our Stewards channel again.
Cool, thanks. I'm just reading up on a lot of what the Token Engineering Commons is up to.
Cool. So a little under a minute left. Wondering if anyone needs more time or if we should sort of just get started and we could prioritize the groups that are ready already. Should also turn the music off. Okay. Hi, Billy Jitsu, and welcome to the TEC Sprint Planning.
What's up? What's up?
Do you want to take a minute to introduce yourself? You're welcome.
Sure. I've been around here and there. Billy Jitsu. Checking out TEC again. I hear you guys are having your on Tuesday, so exciting. So yeah, just stopping in to check it out. I saw the lounge thing, but I figure everybody's here.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Well, you're very welcome. We are doing sprint planning right now. So maybe not the most exciting call to hop into unless you love sprint planning. Then it's really exciting. Cool. All right. Well, I guess, hey, Craig, welcome.
Hi, Tim.
I guess maybe we should just get started with the working groups that we know maybe are done already. So how do you feel about going first, Septimus? And transparency working group.
Yeah, great. We're also going to be quick, but yeah, if you go there, actually, what we and Ivy are planning to do is I mean, it's just one issue, but it's like this one, 1,000, 1K, 180. Yeah, the intention is like, you know, like we have the audit and me and Ivy like know what we want to build, but the intention is like to make like a lot of issues in the audit, so also like contributors can pick up tasks, and we also want to do similar as comms and gravity and set up D-work and maybe some bounties for all these all these works on the audit. And then we didn't tag it for next sprint, but probably like next sprint also is going to be like the CoinGecko listing. Maybe we can sync with Chewy on that. Oh, it's tagged next sprint. I think we didn't did it, but yeah, like I mean, the bonding group is going to be on 25, so probably are going to be tokens on Honeswap also 25, I think. So yeah, like set up the listing and yeah, those are the two things.
On that one, Zep, Chewy and I actually made some progress on this yesterday as well, and technically there is a Honeyswap pool up there now, so we can get everything going before the 25th.
Oh, nice. So should I sing with Chewy or you or both of you?
Chewy probably.
Okay. Yeah, I'll DM Chewy and maybe we pull the form like by this weekend if everything is there. I mean, it's pretty quick and easy. Okay, nice. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, we also have an onboarding session on Monday with Ratio. Yeah, I mean, the big intention is like structure the audit and have like tasks to people to pick up. So,
cool.
Yeah.
And I wonder if, there's this roadmap. I think it'd be really interesting for us to have each working group sort of build out like their 3 and 6 and 9 month intentions, and we could sort of roll that up into a larger roadmap for the TEC. Is it something that you think you guys can take on this sprint?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we like our biggest intention right now is like have like 3-month roadmap. Our goal is like having the audit, have the audit presented. I mean, after 6 months, I mean, we should start thinking, but definitely like the 3 months roadmap, we know, and we could document it. And I think it would be also beneficial for the community to know what actually transparency is aiming for in this 3 month. So yeah, definitely. Maybe you can tag it for next sprint and yeah, we can work on that.
Cool. Yeah, I just brought it in. Okay, cool. And Griff, you're probably ready too. Should we do params?
Definitely, it's very small.
That'll go super quick. Okay.
Yeah, params is done. And I updated the voters pamphlet. I ran out of time to say that in the community call, but it's worth it if you want to see the voters pamphlet. I added adjusted parameters. But so params are everything can be closed. Yeah, except for that, I guess. I don't have. That'll probably be like mid-February or something, if that's okay.
No, this is, I mean, it's also more about like a checklist for when a group retires. It's sort of like the website, the Discord, the forum, presentation text, GitHub. There's all these like little pieces that then we sort of have to remove. So yeah, I don't know if we have a date for either like the end date for params and
params ended. We'll say it ended like Wednesday, so the 19th or Thursday, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll say it ended on Thursday, the 20th.
And Common Swarm is like mid-Feb.
Yeah, let's say 15th. I mean, it's basically over, but I mean, if there's issues, we're there. So.
Okay, so I think it's going to make sense just to wait until Common Swarm is ended, and then to make all these little adjustments once for both working groups. Okay. And I guess we'll just leave this in the product backlog now then. Okay, cool. Congratulations, params. Killed it.
We did it. We got it. We got the params.
We got the params. All right, Common Swarm. Our next group's into mission accomplished.
Yeah, this one, it's basically just that front end and the terms and conditions, those two, and those should both happen this sprint. I made this thing. Basically, this is more of a comms issue, really. But it's, yeah, this one, this is just getting, there's no checkbox in Gardens to add the CV permission terms and conditions yet. We're working on that. This is also for challengers.
Okay, cool. Legal? Maybe we kind of know where we are with that.
Sure. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. The ABC will definitely be done this one. Legal TNCs for, it's basically done, but we just want to see if Sean wants to read it over once. And then the other two, I think the legal T's and C's for CV 2 weeks from now. I'd leave it in the product backlog just in case, because it might not even be able to get up. It's kind of blocked by having a checkbox, which is out of our control.
Okay, and then the challenger terms, treasury concerns from a legal perspective. Somehow this is assigned to Zeptimus. Zeptimus, is this for you?
Oh, actually, it should be assigned Ivy now. Like I make like I work it on a doc, but then like the next thing I knew is like wait for update from Ivy. So yeah, it should be assigned to her now.
Okay, what is the end of this though? Because I don't think. Okay, so this so the idea was to turn this doc into a forum post so that other people can comment on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and that was Caesar's, if I remember. He was the one who wrote that.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it not in the sprint, and I don't know that Ivy's not on our call, right? No, she's sleeping. Okay, seems like legal, all third-party services, TNC, GitHub, and others. This is not relevant anymore, is it? Or is this still something the legal working group is working on?
I would let Ivy figure it out.
Okay. Maybe bad to assign it to Ivy then. Okay. I guess I'll add Ivy to all of these. And content for protection in the event of content conflicts. Good luck. All right, cool. So Chewy, shall we tackle comms now? Since maybe that's the priority for this sprint.
Yes.
Oh, are you dragging
let
things
me-
in Did you drag this in progress, or did I forget to move it out?
No, I think I made a mistake and I moved it to in progress instead of the sprint backlog.
Okay. Sorry,
And yeah, I was just updating this issue.
Cool. If you don't move it to the sprint backlog yet, then we could sort of talk about them one by one as we move them to the sprint backlog. But I'll just search for
Okay.
Yeah, that sort of gives us the chance to like one by one talk through them. But maybe you want to start here and talk through them.
Yes. Okay, let me refresh it.
Cool.
Okay, so for this sprint backlog, we have to finish setting up the D-Work platform just to have everything in place for the funding proposal. Also, funding proposal is a priority. I keep making like changes to this. I just wanted to like share an idea that I had because it came up after I talked to Griff yesterday, and he expressed like some concerns for, let's say, like incentives for writing content, which might be a little bit more relevant in just to better like an easier call to action than like productions and all of this stuff. So I wanted to add cut off like some of the costs from teams so that I can add like a writers guild kind of stuff. But if people like write content, kind of like the original idea back when we implemented the content workshops, but having incentives in place for people that want to write articles. So I'm adding that like as an official sixth team that is gonna have like some funding. But yeah, in the advice process, I wanted to share this like to just see if there are any there's any feedback like regarding transparency of or handling of those funds, since it won't be the same as in the rest of the teams. So I'm adding this to the proposal and really trying to have it ready by today, because like yeah, especially if we're gonna split it in different in like 5 or 6 proposals. Okay, listing our token on CoinGecko and see what we need. I submitted like another form with a contract number this time, like with a bunch of information that was missing from the last time Septi and I tried it. And I'll make sure also to keep Griff in the loop so that we can like ping someone if we need like some help or extra push on this. Like on a to-do list for listing in CoinGecko, we are just waiting for them to reach out. We already have a document ready, like based on the current distribution for the TEC token. And I feel it's also a matter of like putting together like a quick API or something like that. So I expect to have this for this sprint, and as soon as we like launch the ABC, try to have it listed as a goal. About Deep DAO dashboard, they've been working on implementing some changes and actually adding gardens as a platform. So Gabi has been doing on this. Last time I checked, they just needed to get back from Aragon for some stuff, but this API like to talk to gardens should be ready pretty soon. So yeah, hopefully we can also have that listing this next week. Whoa. Okay. Same thing with Positive Blockchain. They were waiting until we could send some pending stuff like contract number and all of this. So I'll touch base with Ronald from Positive Blockchain to check on this listing. And okay, MVV outdated. As usual, we have like a lot of stuff like regarding like we have some issues regarding access to the website, and I think Manu is here. Yeah, great. So Manu talked to Christopher, and apparently we are able to fix this this week. We also try to focus on like some kind of like recruitment for HubSpot, just so that we can have like someone able to access the website and being able to edit. So I feel that this issue, number 1139, is just perfect to try it out. Do you think we'll be able to do that this week, Manu? Assuming Casal can just jump on that with enough credentials?
Yeah, Christopher has shared with me the credentials or the accessibility for me to have power over that. I see Doria that's getting excited there on the background. I had a call with Nate yesterday as well, and I'm halfway done updating the HubSpot CRM with all the Hatcher information. The thing right now is there are some emails that we don't have like a reference for it, like we don't have a name, a first name or last name. So like Pikachu8867@gmail.com. I don't know who that is, right? So I need to like
Yeah.
And we were working on Nate had the idea of creating this Google form, which yes, later it will become a HubSpot form to get that information. So we really want to have like a huge sleep for the next call on Monday. And so yeah, I do think it can be ready. Long story short.
Yeah, just use a HubSpot form for the same thing, and you'll get the information from the person. And if you put the HubSpot code on the website, then you'll also be, getting that too. So, so yeah, the first form you put on the website will require that you put the code in, and then you can get everything you need in the one place, and you won't have to keep bifurcating. I got to go to a meeting, but I'm glad I just popped in there. So
yeah, we can do
Perfect.
that. Sorry. Go ahead.
I just want to ask two questions, actually. The first one is, cool. So it sounds like the issue that was raised around we need more people to have access to the website has been resolved because Christopher gave more people access to the website. Is that correct?
Yes, he gave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then I guess the next question is like, do we want more people to have access to the website? And then shouldn't it go through the credentials process?
Yes, I was just gonna raise this. I don't know if anybody has seen Casale like around. He's been helping out with some reward system stuff. I know that he's also been involved in like Agave. Like he's a front end dev that he's like a junior dev, but I feel that he could help us a lot with this. So yeah, it's I was actually like forgetting about like website is also a credential management issue. So yeah, probably putting him through the process could be okay. And I feel that the most important thing here is like we are gonna be able to like point at someone that it's like, hey, can we change this in the website? And like it's not just gonna be Christopher, who's always like super busy and working on definitely more important stuff than like updating the website and stuff like this. So yeah, if I'm gonna I'm sorry.
I want to keep us moving on this sprint. I just want to raise that like cool. I think we should have 10 people have access to the website. We should just go through the credentials management because that's sort of we also want the people who have access to the website are going to be accountable to make sure they don't say, they don't put something like, I don't know, super scammy on our website and end up draining people's wallets, right? So I think the people that are able to update the website should be super trusted, and that means that we should go through the credentials process.
Yeah, I can talk to Septi about doing that after the
Yeah.
input, so to get that sorted out for sure.
Yeah, cool. And then-
What else? Medium article for forum post, praise quant and rules. I don't know if someone read the draft on this that Septi made, but it's like mind blowing. It's amazing. It's pretty much like a script, like an advance for the script for the animation video tutorial, and it helped the animation team so much. So praise Septi for that. I posted on a copy of the document as an update. I think it should be ready today, so we might be able to close this issue before we actually start next sprint.
Awesome.
Praise MS and Mitch too.
Yes. I'll make sure to praise you guys. And pending issues that I have to add that probably we can get back after some working groups. The website update, MVV, just like adding some of these details that we discussed, like about credential management. The HubSpot mailing list implementation still has to be set up as an issue, and the form for missing data. So yeah, it's mostly around like sensitive information handling for HubSpot team. And about this campaign that we are putting together to treat the ABC opening as our launch. We are doing different things with teams, but we're basically just like reaching out to everybody we can. Escanore had like an amazing idea about like he has this index of international like Twitter accounts that would be able to cover, and they are more like DAO oriented, not really like degen oriented. But who cares? Like we've been making degens wait for long now, so yeah, let's just throw it out there and see and see what happens. And yeah, hopefully a lot of people will ape in with that. For like the T Academy sync, like we've been making a lot of progress actually like syncing with the T Academy team. So right now we're trying to see like how can we just plan ahead for some of these advances that we're gonna have next week. And yeah, like same thing with animation. Like try to put together like small content, and yeah, like all of the efforts are gonna be like for the first 3 days of next week. Every effort from teams is like we're pretty much like pausing everything that we're doing and just thinking around how to promote the bonding curve launch. So I also need to add this, and I'll probably add it as an epic. And since a lot of team contributors aren't like still onboarded to the HubSpot, I'll try to set the D-Work platform for like objectives and stuff like this. But if yeah, great time. Like how can the stewards help? If I know that everybody is gonna be running around a lot on Monday, but if you could join some of the team syncs just to be able to share some ideas, I feel that is also going to help a lot, just so that we can think in the right direction. And it's just not like me trying to jump with all of the team's contributors. So yeah, also just a quick reminder, we changed our Twitter planning platform. We use an Airtable document now, so you can find that in the comms agenda in case you have any thoughts about something that you want us to promote, or just like a way for promoting the launch on Tuesday. So yeah, I think that's it for comms for now. But I'll get back as soon as I have the new issues.
Cool. And then if you add them now and drop them in the sprint backlog, then they'll all be tagged in the sprint together at the end of this sprint. I guess I just want to say welcome Quantum369. Nice for you to join our sprint planning call. Would you like to have a word or introduce yourself? Okay. If you change your mind, unmute, and you're welcome to share.
I added a horrible issue, but for everyone, I don't know if it's still in there, Tam. You opened it with the common swarm, and then
Horrible
I
issue.
think I thought it was labeled. It's just like I assigned everyone to it, and it's basically like it's not all on Chewy to do everything for us on comms. We are all comms, and so just like being really active on Twitter. It should be like the most recent issue,
Oh, I
even
just
if you just
closed it.
get.
I closed
Ah.
it. Sorry, I thought this was for the vote, but this is a new one. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. That's why I'm to it. So yeah, let's just be like really crazy on Twitter. Spend time, if you can, budget an hour on the 24th and an hour on the 25th to retweet, to engage, to make some tweets, to make some replies, and really make that Twitter algo go crazy. Oh my God, everyone who follows these 5 people, like, come on, lots of people, we all follow each other and lots of people follow us. All of our sub-community, if we are all commenting and liking and retweeting the post, it'll get to these outer edges and other people will engage, other people will want to buy the TEC token. And, there really is a valuable, when something launches and it has market on-chain engagement as well as Twitter engagement. So the Twitter engagement can drive on-chain engagement. I saw.
Yeah. Ought we consider maybe sponsoring a tweet selectively? I've never done so, but that does get a lot of engagement. So is that something that we would be wanting to consider moving forward? Just sponsoring like the crucial tweets, the ones we really want people to engage with?
I don't know. There's pros and cons, right? It also it takes away some credibility sometimes when you sponsor the tweets. Like I see the Avalanche stuff and it gets engagement, but then from who and I don't know. I think it's worth considering. I don't think it's off the table.
I've never done it, so I really don't know. I know like Facebook ads, it's like $5 and you reach 10,000 people, so probably for Twitter is something similar in terms of. But yeah, like what's the quality of the engagement, right? So anyways, something for Chewy Night to maybe talk about later.
Cool. Okay. Some other things is so earlier this week, Gideon, Nate, and I had a sort of spontaneous sync, sort of pretty late actually, my time pretty late, and started talking about editorial planning for the Medium as a channel. So the goal will sort of be to be able to have guidelines for guest posts for content for Medium. And that would enable more people to submit posts for Medium. And maybe like some protocol that we can define so that we can encourage more participation and more guest posts for Medium. So we're gonna have another meeting, and I think it'll eventually be in like a editorial planning. And so it's a little bit like the Writers Guilds that you're suggesting to Chewy. There seems to be definitely some overlap in there. I didn't know that was happening. So it's a good thing we're finding out. But maybe that can be like the Writers Guild might be more like the writing, and the editorial planning would be like, what do we want to, like, if we have a list of topics that we want people to write about and we share that list and we put them on GitHub, I bet we'll find people to write about them. But right now, I think it's like the onus is on people in our community to suggest. So facilitating that and having some protocol for people to start picking things up and writing about them is something we think could be very helpful. So I think they're going to be actually quite complementary, actually.
Something on that topic. I don't know if you guys talked about it already, but Mirror seems to be a really interesting tool, especially for new contributors, because they could earn from like tips from their articles. So maybe there is some donations that could incentivize them to be seen and to want to write more. And it feels like in a good direction with what the space is moving towards.
So would the idea be to like invite people to write about the TEC on Mirror, and if they put it up there and there's like any like the idea would be to like if there's a good article there to like pull it, maybe like pay some form of bounty and including it in our medium.
I think just like slowly transitioning from Medium to Mirror, if that is something that, I don't know, just an idea.
I think it's a cool idea. I don't know that Mirror is set up the same way to have like a group publishing. And so I think looking into it's a great idea, and we should probably have someone who wants to do that. I don't know if there's anyone that wants to do it, but I mean, I'd love to. I actually think it's a great idea. I don't know that we can pull Mirror into Medium. It would just sort of mean maybe having them as just another channel that we are encouraging people to write on, and will somehow facilitate promoting the things that they write, or something like that. Thanks for adding that or bringing that up, Livia. Podcast or news. So it says next sprint. Eduardo, do you want to share something about podcast or news update?
I wanna discuss before that another thing, which is the article translation. I don't know if this was talked already, but there was this article translation, and I don't know, like, how do we visualize this in the sense of how do we provide feedback to the contributor? Like, do we acknowledge it somewhere on Twitter publicly, or we verify it and then acknowledge it? Like, is there any procedure to this or any issue? We have the issue for contributors. We don't have the issue for following up the contribution of a newcomer. So how do we do this?
So we're talking about, what are we talking? Somebody translated an article, right? This was. Can you help me find that issue?
It's on Get Involved channel.
On Getting Involved channel.
Yes.
What does that mean?
In a Discord channel, Get Involved above, just above orientation.
Oh, I see it. Okay. So just updated the GitHub issue with this. So that's Gustavo, and he's on the translation team.
Yes.
Okay. What is the question then? And then, so you want to know what is the translations team's process? So he's actually somebody who's on the translations team, and you want to know how it gets, you want to know the translation team's process for verification?
Yeah, verification and feedback, or like how do we, is this an example of contributors who are new? Because Gustavo was quite new. Like, how do we follow up? How do we provide, visibility, etc., etc.?
I'm going to jump in quickly. So I think the translation team will have their own process to do that. They have a verifier. I mean, they have a reviewer. So they have someone who's assigned to translate, someone who's assigned to review, and then a place where it will go. I think it'll probably be Medium, like a translated area on Medium. Not 100% sure yet. Then the second set of translations is a list of articles that anyone can pick up and translate. And that would need an entirely different process. I don't think we've had anyone do that yet, or maybe we have had someone do that and we just have not done like what logically makes sense is the same thing, like have someone review it and then find a place to put it. And is there a particular one other than Gustavo's that has happened that we need to look at?
Not right now. Actually, like I apologize to Gustavo because like what I found out very important was like the compensation part. So I was like, we can't yet. If that's okay with you, it's fine. Like, but he's been like pushing a lot for that, and he's been doing a great job. So I'm very, very thankful for the way like he's contributing, and we will for sure like compensate this when the time is right. But the process right now is that so Gustavo finished writing these and translating these articles. Right now, the other Spanish translator that we have is Edgar, and Edgar is reviewing and getting back to Gustavo on some fixes. So that would be like a second step, and then the third step would definitely pass through the stewards, especially those of us who are native Spanish speakers. And after that, I feel that I don't know if there could be like a discussion in the next stewards call. But I was discussing with Escanore, like what would be the best platform? Like how can we organize this information in a proper way? So that is still like an open issue. I can start a forum post for that if anyone is interested, and we can give further discussion to this in the stewards call. But yeah, that's like some context around translations.
Yeah, I think I see the confusion now. It's because Gustavo replied to this open call for contributors. And really, like, maybe we can make this bigger, but like the point is like, this is not a bounty task. This is like, hey, do you want to do something and you don't know what, and you speak another language, you can do this and you'd be rewarded in praise. So, but Gustavo's actually on the teams for translation. So I think he replied to this one because this is the open issue for it, I think. But yeah, I think there's an arrangement for there's an expectation on the translation team. There's an expectation of a bounty, but for this particular issue, this one is really for people to volunteer and to be compensated in praise. There's no bounty associated with this issue. Does that make sense, Eduardo?
Yes, it does make
sense. And then where do we put it? I don't know. I'm sure. I think comms will figure that out, and we'll just put them all there.
Yeah, and like besides praise, do we acknowledge it on Twitter, or what do we do with this kind of people contribute?
Maybe we move this to the comms group as a thing to work on. I don't know that. I'm just wondering whether do we need to go into this detail on the sprint planning call? It feels like we don't have to.
I misrephrase this. It goes for all contributors. Like, for example, let's just put an example of Nick. Like, do we have? This is a very bad example, but like, do we do like a contributor of the week kind of thing, or we put it on Twitter? Like, we will have probably contributors that praise is good, but I don't know if we stick to praise, or do we do something else to bring visibility to contributors that get like swallowed into the praise of other people?
So promotion of their articles and acknowledgement.
Okay.
No, I mean that's what you're that's what you're raising.
Yes, that, and for contributors who doesn't post articles like Nick, who she is, there, but she doesn't necessarily post any article, but she's an active contributor.
I'm wondering, do you have a suggestion? Maybe do you want to propose something?
Yeah. Sorry, I just have that idea of this kind of contributor of the week kind of thing. That is not necessarily the right way to phrase it, but something according to those lines could be interesting to dig in.
Yeah, I see where you're going with them. I also think you're right. Contributor of the week might not be the greatest idea, but basically just it's like a communitas thing, right? Like, so how do we make contributors feel encouraged and motivated? And yeah, I think the communitas group could have some ideas about this too. I see what you're saying.
I was thinking on the visibility part, which comms handles, and then we can think about a strategy for it, and then comms can help us bringing visibility to it.
I mean, for the hard deliverables like articles or things like that, comms promotes it, so that's cool. But then for the things like Nick is posting a lot and answering questions, and basically, like a community guide, we could come up with something else to promote. Or I guess the reward system is where we really praise her for that, or praise contributors for that. Okay. I think I'm going to move on, unless you feel like there's something else to close this topic.
No. Good. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the TEC Spotlight. So it's done. It's really in OneHive's hands now. Ivy presented transparency, Eduardo presented Communitas, and Mitch presented the dashboard. I think it'll be very good. Awareness to Omega Working Group. Oh, cool, Mert. So Nate let me know that there is an article by Letty, as well as an article by him, and maybe we could sync on these. You know, which one? One seems like it's a call to action to join, and basically this will be solved. There's going to be a lot of awareness of the Omega working group. It looks like one is a forum post, really like encouraging people to join, and the other one is probably a Medium article that explains the you know, the reasoning of why Omega working group exists. All right, cool. Call to action for Twitter mentions style guide. This ADA accessibility, I kind of haven't heard anything about this for a while, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where that is. I feel like it's sort of fallen off the list of priorities. Article about the working groups. Manu, I was thinking, wait, what was it? Did I write something about this? I was thinking we could make this like super, this is Divine Comedian. Okay, I think that there's two issues about this. I was wondering if we could do something super, super simple, like just the paragraph. Well, you tell me what you were thinking.
No, I'm thinking I'm thinking it has it needs to be done already. So yeah, something I can definitely do it for like this sprint so that we can release it. But really, yeah, just like a bare bones, nothing too long, because people are not gonna, you know, we cannot take for granted people's attention, especially with all the other things that we're competing against. So something just, you know, this is what the working groups are, this is how they fit together, and this is how they fit into the MVB of TC, and that's it.
Yeah, I think something super simple too. Maybe even how they fit together, just like here are the working groups. And probably we want to include programs in Common Swarm, even though they're about to be retired, just because there are such cool, interesting working groups.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Okay.
I feel like I added that issue to Communitas. So I think that there's actually a duplicate. Oh, look at this. It was like issue number 15. Wow. Oh, it's in the content distribution repo. That's why. Got it. All right. Goodness. Anything else? I guess there's nothing else. Oh, the repeating tasks. So I guess HubSpot management, Twitter scraping. Is this still happening?
I haven't gotten to it. I do feel like we just keep it there, and I mean, it's not that high on the priority list, but I do feel like it would be valuable for comms to have like an understanding of how, you know, like an AI understanding of how things are developing in the Twitter community. For the other things, I added two repeating issues which would be cosplay management and what was the other one I added?
Weekly scheduling of tweets?
No, onboarding new Discord members. Those are two things that I'm doing or I've been doing, and they are recurring. So pretty self-explanatory. It's just me. For the HubSpot one, there's also Nate assigned. I could also assign Chewy, but I'm like briefing him anyway whenever we have syncs. So yeah, those two things recurring weekly, and it's pretty much all me and consulting with some stewards to get it right.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I see that one. The other one's probably in Communitas. And the weekly working group updates is back. Yay, I'm so happy to see that. So that's such a nice way to just have a quick view of what's going on in the TEC. So just for HubSpot Manager, I'm just going to leave both people assigned. But generally what we do, because this is actually a recurring task that you're both doing, is like one person gets assigned, even if there's multiple people doing the work. And that person who's assigned just makes sure that it gets done. So we try to avoid like assigning one issue to multiple people. That was sort of a practice that ends up where nothing gets done and no one's accountable because 5 people are assigned to something. So everyone's thinking somebody else did it. And this way it's sort of like we can ask just one person what the status is.
I can edit Nate out right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think it makes sense for you to take on that. All right, onboarding new Discord members. Awesome. Communitas. Maybe we jump to Communitas. Are you ready, Eduardo?
Yes, I am.
Cool. All right.
So, sorry, I was seeing myself on the camera. The I updated. I closed a few, I think. The one that says 1168 preparation of the launch of newcomers to the Discord. I think we still need to coordinate on that one. This will be for this sprint. I didn't label it, sorry. So I will label it now. And this needs to be coordinated with the rest. Then the one that says the next one is coordination 1105. The calendar for orientation I created and
Cool.
I created Gmail, created the Calendly, and on the call on Monday, we will sync with the guys to sync the calendars to that one so they can fill the spots with their timings, and then providing them access to the Gmail account in case they need it.
Cool. Just to let everyone know, so now there's going to be a way for people to just sign up for a one-on-one with a guide. And it's like a Calendly that people will be able to, so part of the onboarding experience will be like, oh, you want to talk to someone? Book 15 minutes or book 30 minutes. And it'll be on all of the guides. One shared calendar, and people will add their time that they're available to it. Excellent. That's really cool.
Yeah, that will be our front desk, kind of, virtual front desk, if you want to think of that way.
I'm going to leave this open, but I think that this one is pretty much in progress. Like maybe it's part of, I think this is pretty old and maybe we can even get rid of it. I'll let Nate close it though. Sorry, go on, Eduardo.
Which one were you talking about, sorry?
The one that's Reimagine Medium. I think that's like now starting to really get underway. We've had, this was like when like Medium went quiet and there's been a lot more there now.
Yeah, on the podcast one, I wanna take advantage that Shu is on here to ask about Lalo. I don't know if he still in comms, if he has bandwidth, because the part of the distribution is where we got stuck. Nate had a meeting with Libby because she was going to be our first guest on the podcast. So, but it's meaningless if you don't have the distribution yet, or like the mechanics and intricacies of it solved. So, do you know anything, Shui, about Lalo Crypto? If he is available, if we can connect us with him, or how does that work? If you are aware of it.
I know that he is super interested in contributing, but he's kind of busy. I think he took a flight to Colombia yesterday because he works in Nubank or something like that. Anna from the T Academy team is actually his girlfriend, so they are together most of the time. I know that he is interested in this, but it might be like difficult before we actually jump into the podcast production. So about prep, there's this contributor from One Hive. His name is Zapote. I also recommended him with Nate, and he is working in like a basics guide for how to achieve like good sound quality. Like first steps to get into production. So as soon as he has that ready, I'll make sure to share it with you and Nate. And whenever we are in better shape for jumping into production, I know that Lalo can find like the time to support us with that. Or if not, like I can also think like about like two other options for any like advice regarding a podcast production. So yeah, whenever I have that guide ready and you guys feel also ready, I'll ping him to see if he can jump on a call.
Cool. What is exactly that we need? Just so I can update the issue. Like somebody to do the production of it?
Production and distribution of it.
And pre-production as well. So those three like different advice processes are missing.
Yeah, because the main script and the idea is already sort of finished. So it's a technical pre-production. It's the part that needs help with.
Okay.
So
I'll
yeah,
take that.
and yeah, I will Livy. I don't know if you have sync with Nate on that, but it will be helpful for this week probably or next one after the launch to probably have this ready.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that, but yeah, I'm open.
Perfect. Then I will resync with Nate to bring this to fruition hopefully.
Cool. Okay, so Zen Hub more friendly with 4 contributor issues. That's sort of an ongoing thing, I would say.
Yeah.
Video coordination in the TEC. This is like a big fail on my part. I really want to do this. I just keep not doing it every sprint. So this time I don't think I'm not going to take it on again. Graphic content for user journey. I think this was Acid Laser. Where?
Oh yeah, this is true. Wow,
I'm
I
not
had
sure
completely
where this
forgot
stands.
about this. Yeah, yeah.
Well, why don't
The
we leave it in
advanced,
the product backlog? What?
I think it will depend. Since you sync with MS, I think it could be interesting because this was a sort of link to MS process, and this was something that was done with Durgaras, if I'm not wrong, and they already finished the first draft of it. There's already a draft. It's not like they didn't start. There's already a graphic result of this. So what do they need is to sort of align and see and retake it and sync with the MS overall, because this was like, oh, we are gonna tackle this and use this visually, and then we will pass it on to MS. That was the whole idea, kind of. So yeah, we need a new
Yeah, I'm not sure where any of it is. I didn't see any graphics. I know that there was something that MS was going to work. I may be going to ask.
It's on the agenda. I pasted it on the agenda like 3 weeks ago. It is when they finished it. I can resend it to you, no problem.
Okay. Needed. Yeah, I think it might have sort of just lost steam sort of in December.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's something I feel like there's something that's missing. Like there's something that they don't have that they need to be able to finish it. I kind of want to. Okay.
Yeah, they needed to coordinate with MS because it was relying on sort of the outcome of the journey for the framework of the journey. They were just tackling the newcomer journey. So they were missing out the whole kind of the end point, if you think in that way.
Okay.
Anyways.
And Vi has Discord integrations with HubSpot surveys in HubSpot. This also sounds like something that Manu falls under the bigger HubSpot stuff.
I have a sync with him tomorrow, so we're going to talk about that.
Great.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. Oh, okay. I don't think there is an epic for it. Okay, no problem. Awesome.
And
Perfect.
then, I don't know how to tackle this. And it could be interesting to open an issue for this, and it's guides attending orientation call and this launch. I don't know if this is a recurrent thing that we open and keep it open, or I don't know if we make it personal. Have no clue on that end. That's one. And the second one, it's Nate requested participation tracks. So I guess he will open the issue by himself, but there is another one that falls into Communitas.
Do you want to open those and we could drop them into the sprint?
Sure.
Cool. Yeah, the participation track, I think, had a lot to do with, do you remember we had broken down the different personas of the profiles that are entering? That is the participation track. I mean, that would be the participation track. So for me, that sort of status is still work in progress. It just, I don't know, like right before the holidays, sort of it slowed down, and now it's like, okay, we can get back to it.
Yeah, the thing with Nate, the participation tracks, it's that I feel that it will benefit greatly from the journey of MS, because they sort of they are not strictly related, but they nurture from each other. So I think the participation track could be helped if we have all the three from MS sort of understood. So
yeah, I think maybe we drop that on our channel. I mean, on our agenda for Communitas, because I think that could be something that Nate comes and MS is there and we're there, so it's the perfect opportunity to.
Yeah, I already added, so I will just ping Nate and MS to try to join this week call to talk about it.
Okay, cool. I added a bunch of stuff too, but let me just see. Surveybot, temp and perm solution for making this accessible. We have the temporary solution. We're just waiting for the permanent solution, and I do not think it will be done. I think rewards is just superseded priority. Surveybot, I can select my interest. Surveybot request, I select my interest and assign a corresponding role. Those I think are also not getting done. This was a dupe. This one was the dupe. Dupe. I don't remember the other one. Actually, I'm leaving this open and dragging it into our sprint backlog, and you can close them both. Or maybe if I can find the duplicated one. Where did I just drop it? Yeah, there's two open issues about this. I think they're just in two different repositories. Okay, here it is. Okay, so this is updating the guides. So guides have some maybe difficulty in being able to know how to answer a lot of the common questions. The most common one being like, hey, where can I find someone to do my token economics? So updating the guide basically with like, when somebody asks this kind of, here's an answer, so that really guides can just have, just know the answers. And also it's a lot easier to onboard new guides who sort of have to learn that every time. Community relations, so reaching out to people. This one is basically like, we have a lot of projects who submitted proposals on our forum for advice process, like a long time ago. And it seems as if, the right way to respect that relationship, or like the time that they took to submit the proposal, would be to let them know that they're soon going to be able to submit the proposal to conviction voting. So this is something the Communitas working group can probably tackle. I don't know who yet. So Eduardo, do you think I can assign this to you? And at least the next step is like, bring it up in Communitas, and then we can figure out who can take that on from the group. And then how to submit cool, awesome. And then how to submit a proposal. Like, how to get TC tokens. How many tokens do you need? Where's the template? Should you do advice process on the forum first? So like just a guide on how to submit a proposal to the TEC. Do you think that's okay to do the same thing, Eduardo? You can sort of bring this to the Communitas and find somebody who can take this on.
Sure. I have a question, and which is basically, Livia, do we stick to the format and template that we created, or that needs to be updated? That needs to be changed. How does that work? Because I don't know if in Garden something changed, for example.
Updated. I updated like 2 months ago, maybe. And there is two types of, like it's one template for all. And then when it's funding proposals, there's just a couple more questions in there.
So the proposal should stay the same, the proposal template. It's just the process change. I mean, we need to just explain the process. But I think, I think the information would stay the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like now a few proposals that we sent to Snapshot, there was some questions that didn't apply to them. So I just deleted them. But then for funding proposals, all of the questions apply.
And shall we add, for example, to this template or to this guide, the parameters that affects it? Like if you're applying for funding, how much, I don't know, how much quorum do you need and all this stuff?
I thought
yeah,
so.
That's a good point. I don't know if in the it feels like it would be, maybe in the template. If we find a very clean way to do that, I think it would be cool. Good idea.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good idea. I also think we definitely need it in the guide. Like I called it CV settings, but it's basically like what's in the voter pamphlet, you know, that Griff updated. It's like, if you're like, here's the price, here's how much votes you need, here's how long it should take. So like setting expectations really, you know?
Maybe this could be a second pamphlet for the governance visuals. Like something that is attached to it, you know, parameters of each one of the voting types.
Yeah, basically a proposal pamphlet.
Yeah. Okay, I'll talk to Katarina and Acid Laser about that.
Cool. So there's really a lot for Communitas. It's going to be a very exciting sprint. Did we miss anything?
Feel free to delegate some of it to me. You know, I've been doing the onboarding, but it doesn't take much time to welcome people. So if you feel like you have too much on your plate, we can share on the reaching out to the people who have proposals.
I mean, if you want to take that on, maybe we just assign it to you now.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'd be happy to. I have bandwidth for that.
Is it pretty clear? So basically it's just like, you know, and maybe it's what you probably need first is like the how-to guide. Actually, the how-to guide is probably blocking that, you know. So you're going to want to send them the how. Yeah, okay. Edward already had that in his mind. So basically it's sort of like that would happen after the how-to guide.
Yeah.
So you're like, hey,
Sorry, I will probably need help from Comms or at later on the guide if we need to have something that is nice to show, as Livia mentioned. But in the regarding of the reaching the proposal, since initially Livia, Jess, and I were the ones handling the proposals. Just to at the first approach, I will probably do it, and then you can take it on the following up, because all of these people will build a relationship with them, and you know. It feels a little bit disrespectful that someone else that is not just Olivia or me will like, hey, hello, you don't know me, but you can now propose.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Sure. We can do that. Yeah. Thanks.
Cool. And then I guess I just want to say one thing. I think we don't have to have the how-to guide be beautiful. I don't think we can call it, we don't even need to call it a guide. I think we can call it like how to propose. You'll need tokens. This is how many you'll need. This is where you get them. This is the link to the conviction voting. Here's I really think it's just like a simple communication that we can get to them, hopefully before conviction voting launches. So before, like, you know, this sprint, and then as like a next, you know, step 2, we could have a beautiful guide. But maybe for like the people on just the forum, it's like the bare bones of what they need to know, because conviction voting will open in a week, and then something really nice for later. Okay, yeah, cool. Yes. All right. Communitas is done. Should we hop to, well, Wanko, do you like to do gravity?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so for the sprint backlog, I created this new issue called Working on Celestial Vows. This Celestial Vows is a development from Celeste that aims to facilitate building private contracts and private agreements between peers. So we think that a good implementation of this tool would be using it in Gravity. That can give more legitimacy to Gravity agreements. So profiting that Sem is here, we will be working in this for the next weeks. And I think this is super cool because from the first idea that I had in Gravity, I always wanted to have like this backup very safe registry. And like right now we have been using Google Docs and SendHub, but I think like having a proper tool and maybe having some interaction with the blockchain would be like a really cool next step. So yeah, this is something that we will be working these weeks. Also, their role application process was open until yesterday, and this weekend and until Tuesday, I will be trying to make like a sense making of who can do what. Trying to not only distribute the roles that were already created, but also to have into account like the interest of the people that applied, and trying to find them a good fit. Maybe have some bounty for a reading, for a book club, or maybe a practice session. We have like really cool new inputs and frameworks that we can study, like liberating structures and deep democracy. And we have people that is available and willing to share that practice with us. So I think that will be included in our schedule for like the next 3 months. Um, also, we made a long-term gravity roadmap, like a first draft, but it's always important to continue like polishing that. And the other thing on that issue is that um, that we want to make like a 3 months calendar of activities where we can like tell people like, hey, come and join the gravity activity we're hosting. And the two other things are setting up the workspace for gravity, and continue like the advice process for the funding proposal. And once the conviction voting is open, we would also be on that process of submitting the proposal in the conviction voting.
Cool. And there's a new one, conflict facilitators meet DAO events.
Yeah, I think Loie told me that she's going to schedule something for the first week of February. I don't know if this issue is related to that, but yeah, I am following on that, but I don't know if maybe this is other thing.
Oh, that was that. I didn't realize it was not gonna be during this sprint.
Okay, no, but yeah, I will be following that.
Okay, cool. And then I saw in here, ask gravitons if they want to appear in the sidebar of the server. This seemed like a really
Yeah,
cool
this
thing
is
to do.
no, but this is something that I think that will be solved once we have like the roles. Maybe we can know exactly who does what. So I think like this issue will be closed once we are more advanced in the selection process.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Awesome. Wow, excellent. Great. Thanks, Wonka. Livia, do you want to do soft gov and maybe reward system too, if it's possible?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, so I changed the date for that to February 4th. I put both gravity and softgov just because, so, okay, I finally finished, or like I almost finished that, the metrics for measuring ecosystem health. There's some of them that I'm having some questions with. So I think I finished what I could finish by myself. And then in the next softgov chat call, I want to bring the metrics that I proposed and the ones I have question on for an open debate. And some of them include gravity too, and like conflict resolution and graduated sanctions. So there's metrics there that I feel like we could debate during softgov, and then also maybe like work with them more deeply in gravity. But I think it's important to see in this like overall picture, you know, together with the other principles. And so I don't know if I can close that issue and then open another one, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it feels like a part of the work was done. And
Yeah, absolutely.
okay, so I'll do that. And then update the text of the decision-making template. Can you click on the link that is there? I think I haven't showed everybody the last piece we have on that. And my bad, because now everything is holding on me because I needed to update the texts that are still outdated. Yeah, it's that last one. So we integrated, you and Gideon had give a lot of feedback, and we integrated them all to just the text is also integrated, but with notes in the other part. So there's just an update on the text that needs to happen. But yeah, I wanted to share how it's like looking more easy to follow, and I think it's good now. So maybe using that same view, we could add that other part for the metric, for the parameters of each voting type. Right, like making another one that can be seen together with that, like 2 frames.
Oh, so basically
Parameter.
for the TAO voting and for funding proposals, you would have a graphic that shows, I get it, the voting.
Yeah, for all of them, right? Because advice process also has a few parameters of like, oh, leave your proposals there for 2 weeks or whatever, and
I see what you're
the
saying.
funding proposals has its own parameter. All of them have their own parameters now that we can add like a card to them.
Yeah. So do you need anything from the stewards here? Do you need help with the updating the text? Or that's just something that'll happen this sprint?
Yeah, I don't think I need help. It should be something simple. I mean, I wrote everything in that post already. Like it's all there. It just is just like feeding in those little boxes.
Cool.
And I think that's it for SoftGov.
There's the changing snapshot to use TEC tokens.
Oh, true. Does anyone has the address easy? No? Can you, and I can do that right now.
The address for TEC, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it.
I'll post it in SoftGov.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, Cherie.
Thanks, Cherie.
Because you did post in the steward chat, and then I tried with that, and I was getting some error. So maybe that one wasn't working. Maybe there was like a letter or something. Or I did something wrong.
I don't know. Let us know if that one doesn't work.
Okay.
So anything else in here? This is for this sprint.
Yeah, for SoftGov, I think.
I don't know if Nate will have, I know that there was some issue about updating Boardroom. Maybe we can see if we can pull it into this sprint. Yeah, maybe I'll sync with Nate. There was just something we were waiting for access, and I guess we just stopped thinking about it, to be honest. I'm just gonna, maybe we'll see if we have access to the file that we need to update so that we can update the Boardroom with the TEC links to the proposal and other things. Okay, cool. Awesome. And do you want to take a shot at reward system?
Sure.
Maybe there, because I think it's pretty granular, but maybe the higher level things. Okay, we got tons of stuff.
Yeah, so this design the quant tweak session is like having a set of questions to guide the evaluation of the praise. So for everyone that's doing the process to know what they should be discussing about, and also have some questions for like a cultural debate, like what did they learn with seeing all of that praise, and is there something that they have questions about, and then assigning a person to take notes in each round and for them to share in the forum. And
Is
then
that happening
submit.
this sprint? Is that something that happens this sprint?
Yeah, that's all. I tried to detail everything that needs to happen in there.
Yeah, cool. Cool. Configure source cred before first quant. This sounds
This has to happen too. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not sure Mateo is aware of this.
I think he is, because he comes to the calls. And
does he know that this is open and assigned to him is more the question.
I can ping him about it.
All right. I did something I never do, but it's just added you two.
Okay.
I know Mateo's going to do it, but I also think he doesn't even know that the issue is there.
Well, that's something I can't do, so it's fine if my name is there. Yeah. Create onboarding process
quantifiers.
That was Zeptimus, right? I think that's closed.
We're just waiting for Christopher to confirm that to post it, but yeah, the document is done. It's just copy paste into the forum. The last step.
That's the quantifier role, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool, great. And
that create onboarding process for quantifiers is what Mitch did in the chat now, explaining where people should go and stuff. So that's also done.
Yeah, I feel like we did it. He's finished it. So, but I'll see if there's any reason not to close it. Rewards quantification trial run. We did, right?
I don't think it's closed yet because it will close in like 4 days.
Okay, so it's in the sprint. Create animated tutorial for quantifiers. Maybe this.
Maybe Mitch knows about that.
Chewy.
Or Chewy knows about that.
Yeah, is this something that would be in this sprint or a future sprint?
The idea is to start like pre-production, maybe like some scripting around it, but I don't know regarding delivering it, it's probably better to keep it in the product backlog.
Cool.
Yeah, I have a feeling of that too. It feels like things will change until there.
Great point. Okay, and I know that MS and Vi have done a sort of check. For some reason, Juanca's praise doesn't get recorded, and nobody knows why yet.
That's weird.
Yeah, but MS and Vi have been looking at it and working on it, and have found a few others that didn't get recorded, and the reason was almost exclusively because the person giving it didn't have the permissions yet. So they did a sort of audit of all of the praise to see what other ones might not have been recorded by the praise bot.
Wow.
4 meeting tracker bot and adapt to our needs. Okay, we'll leave that.
I think that's still happening in the sprint, but maybe it's good to confirm with Vi. I know he's already working on it.
Discord plugin for TEC source cred, Pollenbot from OneHive, Quant review call agenda. Okay, maybe we'll leave the rest for unless there's any others that you see belong in this sprint. Otherwise, I can sync with Christopher after this next week.
Well, the onboarding process for quantifiers, I think you said, Zap, you were waiting on something from Christopher. This will probably have to be done this Oh, this is the one that could be closed already. Okay, sorry.
But maybe not. Let's have Mitch.
Yeah.
Oh, no one's assigned to it.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe
well,
assign Mitch. Or you already pinged him, so he'll see it. Yeah.
okay, cool. That's anything else that you know we're bringing in? Create a quantifier support channel for reward working group to assist quantifiers. I have a feeling that's going to get done this sprint.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure, I'm sure that will get done. Cool. Okay. Just want to have a look at what's left in repeating. So Twitter praise and forum praise, weekly call update, refinement, continuation of community calls survey. I don't really know what to do. Support TC transparency, prepare the agenda, prepare the Miro board. Oops.
Should we close that community call survey?
Let's ask Nate.
That was that thing that Caesar did. And we had 8 positive responses about the community call from new members.
Cool. All right, awesome. Wow, we're really pushing it to the very end. And the last one is the Stewards working group. And let's see. Not that. Okay, so thinking about this, I added an update here. I think it's going to be like there'll be a 2 to 3 week window starting in the beginning of February, where each steward would affirm their commitment to being a steward on the forum, and then every 6 months that sort of reaffirmation happens on the forum, or the steward role just sort of drops off. This issue is just to add all of that to the manifesto so it's clear. This is something that, oh, did I not update this? Okay, thought I did. So this is something that I changed to 4 contributors. So this was to sort of get things between the TEC and Token Engineering Academy. I mean, I feel like MS has made so much progress. We have the TEC TEA calls call together now. And Angelo is really super pleased and wants us to continue doing it. The idea would be we might rotate stewards. So, you know, next month another steward would present the TEC and the token engineering. In March would be another steward. In April would be another steward. I think that's a sort of really nice way for all of the stewards. Anyone who wants to volunteer for it. So anyone who wants to volunteer for February, please do it. I think Wonka shared that he really enjoyed it. I think it's a fun thing for us to do. And then I have this list. I dumped this list here so we didn't lose track of it and it wasn't buried in the Stewards Council. I could probably fix the formatting so it's nicer. The formatting doesn't carry from the working doc. But I thought maybe this is something like a contributor might be interested in taking on something like, you know, communication partnerships. Well, that's not a good one, but community cultural partnerships. Yeah, so that's my way of sort of like opening it up to somebody who was interested in taking that on. So it's not gonna be in the sprint, it's just gonna sort of live here as 4 contributors. Stewards working group funding. I'm very inspired by you, Zeptimus. You guys are all ready already. Stewards working group isn't. I'm guessing what we're probably going to want is like a 3 of 5 multi-sig. So maybe 5 stewards could be on a multi-sig, and that's the way we would handle that. So I got to do it before submitting the conviction voting, before submitting funding. So revisions of the timelines, you know, I sort of think about like, how's the best way to do this? And I think it's more like having each working group think about like 3 months, 6 months, 10 sprints, you know, 20 weeks, something like that. Some way of like, I don't know, like what are the big milestones that each working group want to achieve in that timeline? And then rolling it up, because sort of at the end of this, it ended up really just being we were tracking open. We were tracking like critical milestones, but so much was just sort of like, you know, operations continue, stewards will continue stewarding, gravity will continue gravitons. So I think that we can look for like, yeah, I don't really know actually. What I'd like to see is eventually like the TEC roadmap that has like 4 or 5 big milestones. But I think having each working group, like starting with each working group, thinking about what their own roadmap is probably the best way we're going to get to that. I'm bringing this in to this sprint again for myself, and we'll try to put together some sort of framework that can then be plugged into by each working group, something like the original timeline that we had. Checklist for onboarding new stewards. I'll leave it off. Brainstorm new content focused on stewarding. I'll leave it off. Video coordination in the TEC. I will bring this one in again. Maybe this is the sprint where I can spend, you know, an hour doing the onboarding to ZenHub and GitHub, and that would be awesome actually. And the rest. So this has been something that came up really early on and then lost momentum after a little while, which was like value proposition for early stage strategic investors. Griff had mentioned posting this on the forum and getting some feedback from the community. And I thought, yeah, that's a great idea. I'll do it. But I haven't. There was this basically came out of conversations with Angela about partnerships and what partnerships could look like. And I think it's probably timely to get this, to start thinking about this again. And I think it's like, it's writing something in context to post on the forum is why it isn't getting done. And I think that I can pull this into the sprint. And if anyone is interested in helping with that, with the forum post or writing the forum post around this, would be very welcome to. I think that's it actually for the stewards. Did I miss anything? Anyone? I'm going to take that as a no. Cool. No more repeating. Just want to have a quick look at everything that doesn't have an issue.
The only thing we're missing is the meme party after this. We need to engage in Twitter after this. You know, next week we really need some dank memes. So, don't be shy. We'll put on some good music, and we'll go meme crazy in 5 minutes.
Cool. All right. Before we do, everyone has like 1 minute to say what you're looking forward to most this weekend. And I will pass to you, Livia.
I'm so sorry, Tim. I got distracted for a second.
It's okay. Okay, so sprint planning is over. Thanks, everyone. Super so much. We have about 5 minutes left, which is kind of amazing. I think we really took a lot of time to discuss a lot of topics today. But before everyone goes, please share, like, what are you looking forward to most this weekend? And I'll pass to
okay. Thank you. I think I'm gonna see Dan tonight, actually. Yeah, Dan is in São Paulo. Yeah. So I think we're gonna hang out, and I would be like still like moving a lot of stuff to the new place. And I pass to Juanca.
Yeah, I think that today we're going to go partying with Sam. He said that he wanted to party, so we're going to go to a club to dance and to have fun, and that's great. I'll pass to Manu.
Yeah, that'd be cool. The bonding curve master doing some bonding on the club. That'd be nice. I'm looking forward to. I don't know if I'm gonna meet. I'm gonna see my little nephew, because his dad had COVID. But that's what I look forward on Sundays. Other than that, just writing the working group interrelationships article, so yeah, I can get that out of the way. And really just, I have a talk with Chewy after this. That's always fun. And I don't know, just I guess being at home because it's pretty cold outside. And I'll pass it to Septi.
Thank you, Manu. Actually, this weekend there's like major parties in the village. Like the village have like parties, like a couple, like yeah, the biggest event of the village of the year. And but what I'm most excited of is like tomorrow, 11 a.m. Me and my friend are going to the river, and I'm going to jump to the river, and it's minus 2 degrees, so it's going to be fun. I'm excited for that. I'll pass it to Griff. I know you love cold water.
That is the opposite of true. I do not like cold water. I this weekend I'm really hoping that the Give Us swag comes in. This is like honestly it's been really a challenge to get the swag from the G Love tokens, down here, but I think it's going to come in this weekend. So I'm super stoked about that, and also detailing our car. These are the things I'm excited, and just taking. It's been a pretty long week. I'm excited to take a day away from the keyboard. I'll pass it to. Well, Tam, you didn't go.
Yeah, so sorry. I don't know what happened. I stopped sharing and then I couldn't connect again. So I missed it all, but I hope it's great. I look forward to movie night that's starting right now, and a bunch of stuff around the house to do over this weekend, and eat some good food and see some friends this weekend. So yeah, that I'm looking forward to a lot. Am I the last? Did everyone else have a chance?